Hey Jansen, take about 5 steps back. I'm about to open fire.
Today, we're building the flight of the engine, a prototype of a steam engine invented over 2,000 years ago.
Stick around till the end, it's really cool.
I'm not alone today. Augusto, a physics teacher, is here with me. We met at the Mysteries of the Universe launch in Londrina.
Thanks for the invite, Iber. It's an honor. Hi everyone! Anyone who follows Manuel do Mundo knows that for physics teachers like us, his channel is a huge source of inspiration. So for me, it's a real honor. Thanks a lot for the invitation.
Man, I'm really counting on you today. I don't know if you guys know, but I had shoulder surgery and can't lift anything heavy with my right arm. So you'll also have the honor of drilling and lifting the heavy stuff.
That's a big responsibility.
Augusto is the one who brought this project, so I wanted him to explain why he thinks it's so cool, this engine from 2,000 years ago.
Heron's steam engine, which I brought today, is incredible. Why? Because it's considered one of the very first thermal machines ever recorded. Basically, a thermal machine transforms heat energy into motion. And that's exactly what Heron's machine does. Heron of Alexandria, born around 10 AD, made some remarkable inventions. Among them was Heron's fountain, a clever mechanism that made it look like a never-ending fountain, which was already recreated on the channel. He also designed mechanisms for ancient theaters where the characters could move automatically. They were automatons, basically Ali robots.
This right here is our project, what we're building today. Let's see if it works.
The main part is an Erlenmeyer flask, this chemistry glass here. See, it has that kind of triangular shape.
We'll put a bit of water inside, and underneath it we'll use a Bunsen burner. Basically a little stove that heats the water. When the water starts boiling, it can't escape because there's a stopper on top. In that stopper we'll have two copper tubes. One tube will face backward and the other will face forward. When steam starts coming out, it'll make the whole setup spin. And for that to happen, there can't be any base down here, right? It needs to stay free, so we'll hang it by a wire to let it spin.
Augusto, Heron built it a bit different, right? He made some upgrades.
There was all the support back then, right? But Heron, he built a metal sphere that worked the same way with these little nozzles releasing steam. It was actually called Heron Aeolopile.
Pile comes from Greek. It means ball of Aeolus, the Greek god of wind. Basically, a ball of air. But the principle's the same, right? All set. Let's see if it works now. This one holds 250 milliliters, right? You said if it's bigger, it gets kind of dangerous.
Yeah, because after that you need more steam and it gets heavier. That could mess up the experiment.
All right, let's go. This cork, it's a rubber cork, right? Number 10, you can buy it online. Just search rubber cork number 10 chemistry. Now we need to pass the copper tube through the cork.
And it needs to be sealed tight, right? Iber, otherwise you know what happens. Try it. Even if you bought a ready-made cork, it still needs to be sealed really well.
Wait, is it going to hang just by the cork? Yeah. So if it's not sealed properly, the Erlenmeyer could fall, break and ruin the whole experiment. It's also good to remember this experiment is a bit risky, right? That's perfect for a physics teacher. If it's a kid, they must do it with an adult, and if it's an adult, do it with a kid. Here at Manual do Mundo, we know adults are often sillier than kids. That's why it's good to bring a kid along. They help keep the adults in line. Let's cut this little copper pipe then. It's the same kind we used once on the channel for an essential oil distillation. It's about 6, maybe 7 or 8 centimeters long, right?
Let's cut it.
We'll use this pipe cutter. It's great because it doesn't leave any burrs and gives a clean finish. If you cut too close, I'll fix it. I just noticed you're wearing a plaid shirt and I'm in a black t-shirt, huh? It's not perfect like this, but I think it'll work. Yeah, we need to make 2 bands, right? One goes into the cork and the other sticks out like an ear.
There you go, Baron. But there's a detail. First, we have to find the center of the cork to get the measurement right. You've got a good trick for that.
Finding the center of the cork. It almost looks like we rehearsed this, but of course we didn't. We've already shared this tip on Manual do Mundo, and it's a great one. Usually, you'd use a book or something larger, but since this is small, you need something with a precise 90-degree angle. I'll use this post-it. Just place the corner at 90 degrees on the edge of the circle where you want to find the center, or the circumference, right? Then you mark 2 points here and here where the lines cross. And now we make the first line across the cork. This line I'm drawing now passes through the center of the cork, but we still don't know exactly where the center is, so I'll make another one. I can do the same thing anywhere else, just line it up and repeat. I place the post-it here, make one mark, another mark, draw the second line, and there's the center. It won't be super precise since this piece is so small and tricky to handle. It's firm, so I think it's right. I'd say the center is more around here. Look, we need three holes in the cork, one central hole to hang the glass and two on the sides to fit the oars. That's where the copper outlets will go. We'll start drilling with a very small bit, about 2 millimeters, and gradually move up to a 6 millimeter one, just slightly smaller than the copper tube.
Man, this thing fits really tight in here, huh?
That's how it has to be, otherwise it'll leak. It needs to fit super snug.
All right, let's make the first small bend. Then I'll mark the height right here, so we know exactly where the curve should start.
That's right.
We'll test it first with a small scrap of copper, just to be sure we don't crush the hole inside.
Look, it turned out nice. What do you think?
Yeah, I think this one turned out better.
Now I'm gonna make this little mark right here.
Has to be a bit higher, right?
Same height. Yeah, it is.
Nice, man.
How far should the tip stick out? About 3 centimeters.
3 centimeters sounds good. They've got to be the same, right? Since they'll be paired and pointing in the same direction.
Styrofoam. Just bend it the same way. Copper pros might yell at us, but that's how we roll here on Manual do Mundo. Every time we post a video, some real expert shows up. Someone who really knows their stuff. Say, that's not how you bend a copper pipe. Or you should have used a different technique and all that. But anyway, this is the method we found. This part goes into the cork and this is where the steam comes out.
Time to insert the tubes into the cork. Let's do it.
Go ahead, good luck. My shoulder can't handle this. Let's see. Ah, it fits. It's not super tight, about 4 millimeters from the end. But I think it's fine, it's firm. If it's loose, it won't work, the cork won't spin. You can push harder on the other one. You get it now, right? Steam will shoot out from these spots, making it spin. But isn't this tip too open?
Yeah, that's the key part of the experiment. Okay? If it's too open, the steam just escapes.
It'll come out too freely. We need to narrow the tip a bit so the steam builds pressure before coming out.
Through a tiny opening.
You squeeze it with pliers?
With the pliers.
Man, you're really putting some force on that base, huh? We've got it here, right? Yeah.
Look at this.
This is to hang it. See this hook Augusto brought? It's perfect for that. And on top, what's this fishing piece called again?
A rotor for fishing.
Right, a fishing rotor. It's that little spinning part while the piece below stays fixed so the line doesn't twist. That way the whole thing spins freely on the line. If we tied the line directly, it would get tangled really fast. You can do it. My shoulder's off duty.
Let's go. Where's the marked spot? The center.
Yeah, it's a bit off, huh?
It needs to be really tight, Iber. Remember that, because
Otherwise everything will come loose.
if you use a hook, ideally it shouldn't reach that far in.
Oh, so it doesn't poke through. It's balanced. I was worried it might end up crooked, you know?
No, it looks good to me.
Looks fancy, huh? Now comes the real test, literally, because it involves fire. How are we hanging this thing?
Danny already built a little setup for us. Where is it? Oh, here. Check out the structure Danny made. It's like a mini gate with a hook on top so we can hang it. Look at that.
Nice. It turned out great.
Underneath goes the Bunsen burner. This thing right here, see?
Yeah, that's it. It's a bit tricky to secure it here, but we'll manage. That's it, perfect.
Let's go.
Now, one important safety note, okay?
We're using a gas flame here, so if anything breaks, there's no risk of it catching fire and flying around. If you used an alcohol lamp, instead, it could spill alcohol and set the floor on fire. So always use something safe. Also, we're using just a small amount of water. If the Erlenmeyer slips during the experiment, the glass might break. But since it's only a little water, it'll spread and won't burn anyone. That's another safety advantage. If you use something big here, say a liter of water, and it exploded, everyone would get burned.
So, its small size is actually a safety feature. It's well secured, right? Very well secured.
And sealed.
Let's lock it in place for safety. And now, all right, fire it up.
Moment of truth.
Oh.
Careful not to get your nose too close here, all right?
It's starting to spin. Okay.
It's releasing some steam. Look.
It started spinning the right way?
Look at that. Yeah?
That's it, man. And look, it even smells nice like citronella, lemongrass scent in the air.
Heron would be proud of us, huh? It sounds kind of like my mom's pressure cooker lid.
Man, but the operating principle of steam locomotives is the same. Steam and smoke, right?
Inspired by that?
Inspired by that.
Man, how cool is that?
Let's turn off the heat and see what happens.
All right, let's turn it off. The pressure will still hold for a bit.
Steam, right? But the energy has to come from somewhere. Exactly. The heat source is here. If we think about it, the hot source does the work, but there also needs to be a cold source. In this case, that's the surrounding air. A heat engine always works on this principle.
Need a hot and a cold source to release energy. The hot one heats, the cold one cools.
And it's not 100% efficient, right?
Not even close. This one isn't.
Exactly. There's already friction, and other external factors affect its performance too. You can see this is just the beginning, right?
Awesome, let's fire it up again. Come on.
Wait, can I ask you something first? Manual do mundo style. Can we add some dye to the water? Let's try
add
it.
some blue dye. But it's hot now, right? So I'll need to...
Come over here and do it carefully. All right, let's go.
Let's top up the water. We know where the original level was. I'll fill it up. And if it's too much, you can pour a bit out. That's enough, right?
Around 100 milliliters. Go for it.
Let's go. This is Manual do mundo. If there's no dye, we'll make it happen.
We're adding blue dye, so everything will turn blue when it dries. But that's fine. Heron will forgive us, right?
Yeah, it's gonna look great.
Looks way cooler. That blue made a huge difference.
It gave it a nice touch.
Yeah. A special touch. We already took the thumbnail photo, but now we'll have to retake it. Did you think Heron of Alexandria had blue dye to put in his water 2000 years ago?
That's pure Manual do mundo style. Hear that sound?
Yeah, it's strong. Look at that.
Released a bit of water.
This little gadget is awesome.
It's like it's powering up. Yeah. Look at that blue glow. Looks fancy, doesn't it?
Huh. Heron didn't like the blue dye.
Dude, I think he'll come around.
Let's do a little maintenance here.
It just needed a quick adjustment, huh?
Yeah, that part.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
Now it's looking fancy, huh? Look, it even forms a whirlpool inside. See how the water gets pushed toward the edges, leaving a hollow center?
That's awesome. Imagine if Heron had attached a belt or something like that back in the day.
He could have powered something, right?
Yeah. Did he have that kind of material back then? Probably not. Tough times.
Look at Leonardo da Vinci's sketches. He was already trying to make belts. Kind of like a bicycle chain, but it was super primitive, made of leather and wood. Nothing like modern chains, you know? They weren't reliable. We could totally improve this by reducing how much energy it loses while shaking. It's shaking a lot, see? You can even tell by how the fishing rotor is moving.
It happens when it picks up momentum.
Makes you worry it might fall.
Yeah, it starts wobbling.
If we added an axle,
A fixed axle with a bearing, man.
that would look great, huh? Kind of solid. It's probably a bad idea, but let's try it anyway. Come on.
It's beautiful how it keeps spinning even after turning off.
That proves the heat source is really doing its job.
It's just that there's no magic involved.
All right then, challenge accepted. Now we need to find the center much more precisely than before. So my little paper trick doesn't work that well for smaller pieces. Now we'll poke right in the middle there. Now we know exactly where it is. Let's draw a line.
We'll need that line too. I'll use a steel ruler and a mechanical pencil. Hey, Augusto, are you afraid to use that bench drill over there?
I've never used one that big before.
Man, it's just really powerful. You need that kind of drill to make a perfect 90-degree hole.
Now it looks good. What do you think?
Caught another one on Manual do Mundo, but this time in person.
I think we'll need to use some super glue here later so it stays tight.
Yeah, to make sure it's really sealed.
To close up this little gap here, you see, aha, look.
If we don't seal the thread with glue, steam will escape through it because there'll still be a small gap, right? So I'm clogging the thread here with glue to eliminate that gap completely. But now we've got another problem, right?
Because,
It got too thick.
yeah, I think the glue made it too thick. Let's check. I think with this glue it'll hold. No, it won't fall.
Yeah.
My main concern is that it stays exactly at 90 degrees.
Now we need to install the
Bearing.
We need to install the bearing up there. Ideally, we should have two bearings so it doesn't take too much stress. We could drill a hole through a beam and run the shaft through it. First, drill a bearing hole on each side, then fit a bearing into both sides. That way the bearings stay perfectly aligned.
That's safer, right?
Much safer. Then we could even mount it on top.
Got it.
Right, we just attach it on top.
Let's try it.
Let's give it a shot. Now you'll work with this beautiful machine here. Look.
Learning a lot today.
Oh, yeah.
So here's what we did: two bearing housings and a hole right in the center. When we fit this bearing in, which slides in perfectly, and add the screw on top, the screw aligns with both bearings.
We did everything right to make that happen. Ready for the test? Ah, man, it's running super smooth. Look at that.
That's amazing.
Now we'll just add a nut on top to lock it, since it's glued underneath.
But the nut can't loosen, so we'll use a nut and a lock nut. Without the lock nut, it could come loose and fall. What's the plan? A nut and lock nut work like this. You tighten one against the other so they press together. Now we'll screw this part in. Let's see if it's aligned. Looks good. Maybe slightly off, but I think you can fix it. The cork actually spins better than the other one did.
See, we added another safety feature, this wire. If the glass comes loose, it won't fly off. It'll just hang here from the cork. Things might get a little more intense, so we need extra safety. I'll turn on the gas. You can light it. There.
It's starting to go. Wait, is it spinning?
No. I felt a bit of torque, but no, it's still stiff. Do you think it's too tight?
I don't think it can come. The friction from all the metal parts we added. Maybe the nut's too tight.
Ouch, ouch. Now we've got ourselves a stylish pressure cooker with blue dye. I think the flame's a bit weak though. You can try a risky move if you want.
We open the jet, the nozzle of the Bunsen burner. The jet's that tiny part where the gas comes out.
Because look, it's barely burning. The flame's too weak. Or maybe it got clogged. Let's grab the blowtorch. Now you'll see real fire. Now this is next level, completely different league. Let's secure it.
Look at that. Master Ibra himself.
Got it. Yeah, got it.
Now it's definitely stronger. Whoa, Ibra, this is wild.
Goodbye. All right, let's go. You light it up. When it boils this time, it's really going to boil. We're standing far enough back. If it bursts, I'm out of here. I'm a bit afraid that the rubber might melt. Yeah, no, it's holding up.
Whoa, now that's it. That's the one. If that doesn't deserve a thumbs up, I don't know what does. Almost perfect. Whoa.
Oh, let's go again, come on. But let's realign it first. Fix this plug properly.
No, come here. Take a closer look at this. The torque was so strong that the rubber nearly came off, almost.
I'm not sure if the heat softened it. It's hot, but it's built to handle high temperatures. The fire's getting close, but now we've got a machine to be proud of.
It still doesn't have enough power, but it's getting stronger. Whoa, whoa! Now it's really going. That's intense, my goodness, talk about power.
Another thing we could try is adding more water. Let's see what happens. How much? About 200 milliliters. Double it. Go ahead.
That might build up more steam and pressure, though it'll get heavier too, right? Yeah, heavier for sure.
It already worked before, but we haven't tested it ourselves yet. Now we added more water. Time for the final test. Now we step back, all right. Engine's on.
Here we go. It's time for takeoff. Look, the pressure's building up. Light it up, then step back. Go. Jansen, take about 5 steps back too, okay? I'm really lighting it now. Let's go.
we did it. Look, our safety system worked perfectly. Locked and secured. That's Manual do Mundo, my friend.
It came loose because the rubber gave way, but that little safety wire we added worked perfectly. If not for the wire, it would have hit the metal and shattered. That's awesome, man.
Heron probably dreamed of doing this kind of experiment.
Poor Heron. He didn't have pig wire, he didn't have bearings. He was born in the wrong era.
Augusto, thank you so much. This was incredible and went beyond expectations.
Manual do Mundo proved once again, this system is strong. We don't mess around here. If you want to see more of Heron's inventions, we also built Heron's fountain. It's super cool. It looks like an endless fountain, and you can make it at home too. It's an older video. I even drilled the Manual do Mundo counter we still use for this experiment. It's really fun to make.